Alrighty guys, welcome back to Monroe Monday, April the 11th, and we'll have with us Daniel Glass, and he is running for the Kentucky House of Representative that is being vacated by Bart Rowland, and he's got several other constituents that he's running against, but I'm giving each one of those an opportunity to come on Monroe Monday and then introduce themselves as a candidate. So Daniel, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, Randy?
Good. And you're from where now?
Metcalfe County.
Metcalfe County.
Yeah, just an edge.
So you'll be taking care of Adair, Cumberland, Metcalfe, and Monroe if voted in.
That's right.
And so I'm just going to let you take off and tell everybody who you are, where you're from, what you're all about.
All right. Well, again, my name is Daniel Glass. I'm from Metcalfe County. I'm running for state representative for Adair, Cumberland, Metcalfe, Monroe. Born and raised in Metcalfe County, graduated in 2007. I'm a family man. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Laura, almost 12 years now. We've got 3 amazing kids, a 10-year-old son, Barrett, a 7-year-old son, Liam, and almost 3-month-old little girl, Miss Evelyn. And she has got me wrapped as quick as she came out. It's amazing. I'm a Christian. I'm very active in my local congregation, and actually I'll be teaching the Sunday school lesson this next Sunday. I've been doing that off and on for probably 3.5, 4 years now. So I'm really active in my local church. I love our community, love all of our communities, and I've been passionately involved for probably the past decade or more. Everything from Christmas parades. Laura and myself, we donate to the backpack program to help individuals who can't feed themselves through the summer. We love kids. I've coached t-ball teams. Used to volunteer at the Plaza Theater in Glasgow. I just love being helpful. I really do. When I graduated from Metcalfe in 2007, I went on to Bowling Green Tech, which is now South Central Kentucky Community and Technical College. But I got my associates in applied science and network administration. So basically it's a fancy way of saying I get to program routers, and they talk back and forth, whether it's from here across town or across the globe. And I've really enjoyed doing that. I've been employed at South Central Telephone since 2007. I graduated, of course, in May from high school and started in July there. I started in the help desk, and I tell you what, answering phone calls and helping people teaches you a lot about individuals.
That was probably a nightmare, wasn't it?
Sometimes, yes. When storms come through, there was no downtime. It was call after call. But, it was a valuable experience because you learn how to communicate with individuals. You can't see anything. It's over the phone. So when they call in, they have a trouble issue, you've got to ask key questions and try to figure out what's going on. Has anything changed? Did you see lightning? Do you have power? You got to ask a lot of questions and try to formulate what's going on. And at the end of the day, if you can't, you send a tech out, they go take care of it. But it was a valuable experience. I was fortunate enough to move up at South Central after that to network administration and actually use my degree, and I was able to go in and we install the routers and equipment that makes all the services go. That entailed a lot of early mornings and late nights on calls, and I enjoyed it, but it wore on me, especially having children. So about 3 years ago I went into the engineer department, and I get to help go around and design where we are laying our fiber optic. And I've really enjoyed that aspect because you get to work with, on a weekly basis, I work with individuals trying to make sure that it's okay we go across the property, but also I work with the State Department on road moves. I work with CSX Railroad and all these other entities. They have a goal, we have a goal. We've got to work together to get it done. And that's one thing I think will help me if so elected. Also, I was fortunate enough, after I graduated from Bowling Green Tech, they actually asked me to come back and teach. So for the past 12 years, I've actually been an educator for Bowling Green Tech, or Sky now, and I've loved that. I've had over 5,000 hours of classroom time, 700 plus students, and it is an enjoyable experience to be able to educate those students, give them something that they can better themselves, better their lives, their families' lives, and everybody that they're around. And that's one of the real reasons that I'm going for this seat. I've been able to help so many students. I know I can do more. Give me that opportunity. I've had a couple students that I've helped in different ways. I've wrote letters of recommendation. I had a student the other day asked me, he had just moved to San Diego, and he asked for a letter of recommendation. And of course, he was always on par. I mean, he was great, turned his assignments in early. It was my honor to do it for him. I've had students go on and they're IT leads at financial institutions and factories, and they're dispersed everywhere. So I feel that I've done a good job as an educator. In 2013 and 2015, I was actually awarded through Cisco Networking top 25% of instructors globally, and in 2018 top 10%. Well, if you look right now, there's about 29,300 instructors. So if you do the math, top 10, I was top 3,000 instructors globally in 2018. I'm very proud of that. Very proud of that.
Yes, of course.
If you look right now, that Cisco Networking Academy has 10,000 academies in 180 different countries, 15 plus million students, and like I said, 29,300 instructors. So I'm honored. I'm really honored.
What were you teaching?
I teach Cisco Networking. So basically everything from how does this computer formulate data and how does it break it down to go through the routers and switches and devices, and how does the other end receive it, formulate it, put it back together, and of course it all does it in milliseconds. So we break it down. We talk about basically philosophy of a network. What is a network? What is a router? What is a switch? And we start bare bones and we go all the way up to how to program it, how to make your own network.
Now, how would you entail that into government?
So in the classroom, you have to work with people that learn differently. Some people are hands-on learners. Some people are book people that can just read it and they got it. You've got to also be able to work with people who learn at different levels. Some people are quick learners. They see something one time, they've got it. Well, in government, you've got to learn to interface with people of all different backgrounds. And you've got to get them on your page. Okay, you know, if you want to pass a piece of legislation, you've got to work with them and you've got to tell them why yours is great, why, you know, please give me your support on this. And being in the classroom and working with those students and different individuals, being able to get them towards a common goal, because the end goal in class is to get everybody passed to the next class, right? To get that degree. Well, like I said, you've got people that come from different backgrounds, they learn differently, you know, so it's a goal that we've got to work together to get them so that they can excel. And that's the same thing in legislature. We've got to work with people. You might not have anything in common. You know, we live in rural America. They may be from Jefferson, you know, in the middle of the urban population. But you know what? We're still this commonwealth and we've got to work together. And the main thing is, I feel that you've got to listen. Don't always have to agree, but you got to listen. In the classroom, I talked to students and I could tell when they were having issues. You know, you could look at them and there's facial cues and you could tell. Go up behind them, sit down, talk to them. What's going on? What do you not understand? You can solve a lot of problems just by listening and then working out that situation.
Being a Republican candidate, what sort of plan are you working as far as marketing is concerned?
So I've got 4 main goals that I'm really focused on in Frankfort, if so elected. One is agriculture. Of course, if you look, Kentucky has about 24.9 million acres. Half of it is farmland. Half. The average age of a farmer right now in Kentucky is 56 years old. Just a little bit below the national average, which is 57 and a half years old. We've got to figure out a way to get the farmers involved. Farmers are so restrained by government policies as it is. They're told what they can do with their land, what they can put on it, how they grow it. We've got to let the farmer do what they do best, farm, you know. If you look, right now I think the price of beef is up like 25-27%, but what we're paying to the farmer is actually down 17%. So we've got a big swing, you know. The price in the store is up, but what our farmers getting is down. Well, they're struggling. So agriculture is a big thing for me. My father-in-law actually does corn and soybean over in Barron County. He raises thousands of acres. And it is a passion for me because I see how sometimes things struggle, like fertilizer right now. Everybody's prepping that field for the spring. Fertilizer is outrageous right now. There's going to be a lot of farmers that can't afford it, you know.
So what's our other 3 points? I hate to cut you short, but I've got another guess.
I got you.
There.
So education's another one. Like I said, I've spent 12 years in the classroom. Education's very important to me. We've got to educate our kids so that they can make informed decisions of what they want to do, because that is our future. So we've got to make sure they get the best possible education that they can. We're actually right now ranked 29th overall in education. That's not good. You know, that out of 50 states, that's not good. We've got to work better on that. So we've got to make sure our teachers are given the skill and the funding that they need to raise our future generation. We've got to. Healthcare is another one that's big to me. Of course, healthcare touches everybody. We're in the cancer belt. I've lost multiple family members to cancer, as we probably all have. We're actually 12th when it comes to the cost of healthcare. We've got to figure out a way to get that cost down. And then what the healthcare that we do have, we've got to make it more affordable for everybody. Okay. And then lastly, infrastructure. In 2019, the American Society of Civil Engineers did a study of a bunch of states, and in Kentucky, it looked at a couple different areas, everything from aviation, bridges, dams, drinking water, energy, hazardous waste, roads, solid waste, wastewater. We got a C. A C. The only B we got was in energy. And we wonder sometimes why multi-billion-dollar industries don't want to come to Kentucky. Well, if we don't have the infrastructure to support these growing businesses, why are they going to invest here? So we've got to work on our infrastructure. We've got to get it built up and get it strong so that we can get these multi-billion-dollar industries in here so that our kids, our grandkids have a future. I've got 3 kids. I want them to stay here. In Metcalfe County, where we live, that area, we have been in that area since we come from Virginia in 1792. That's home. I want my kids, if they want to stay here, I want to give them the ability that they can stay here. So I'm going to fight for them. I'm going to fight for everybody's kids. We're going to fight for our future. And I just ask that on May 17th, vote for Daniel Glass. I'm young, energetic. I'm ready to get up there, get to work, and I'm ready to get some good policies done. I will write policy. I will co-sponsor policy. And if it's good for us, I'm going to vote for it. And if it's bad for us, I'm going to vote against it. So.
All right, Daniel, appreciate you coming in. And sorry I had to cut you short, but I've overbooked myself today.
I understand.
All right, we'll take another quick break and we'll get our next guest in. And remember, May 17th is when to go vote. So if Daniel is your man, then go vote for him.